the right place for you. This is the right place for me. This is the right place for dreams. This is the right place to be alive, to be free, to live a dream, to feel that you're real. This is the right place for you. This is the right place for me.
Welcome to Famous Fido. We're doing a big renovation program, and we'd like to talk to you about what's going on here this week and this month. We do take a lot of animals that are special needs animals. We have 43 cats right now, with 4 more cats coming in, so we want to make their rooms as best as we can. We're sitting in the Savannah room right now that we're remodeling. Many animals come here that are special needs animals, bonded pairs, seniors, animals that have no hope, their last chance because they have behavioral problems. We have about 86 animals, and at times we have about 100 here. We also help with a lot of people in the community that have animals that they can't afford to take to the vet, so we do a lot of interventions to help animals not go into shelters. There is a great need right now for the community to get involved and keep their animals and try to find solutions on how to keep them forever and not bring them to shelters. But what we're doing today, this is Precious, what we're doing today is creating new enrichment spaces that we'd like to tell you all about. So on an average, in a day, 20 to 30 phone calls come in at minimum, and this week we had quite a few surrenders. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of commitment to take care of them. So one dog that came in this week was Beautiful Prince, which was a white Pomeranian. He was the lady got evicted, and she has problems with her husband, and no longer did she want Prince. The little girl kissed him goodbye, and he is here. He went through a lot of stress when he first came in, but he's coming around. And then we also had 2 beautiful dogs. One's a Bichon mix and a poodle named Pinky and Bonbon, who were left in the apartment when the gentleman moved to Mexico. They were in the apartment for 4 days, and the neighbor finally got somebody to open the door. They're here. It's very hard for these animals when they're left and abandoned. They don't know where they are. They go through a lot of stress, changes. They don't like change in the first place. They count on their guardians to take care of them, and then they're gone. And then they have to get used to a shelter, which is very hard on them. Also, we've got a call from one of the open door shelters this week that someone surrendered their cat. His name is Cato. He had no shots, he wasn't neutered, so the shelter helped us get all of his medical needs taken care of. He's a little bit shy, and he's coming around right now. And we also had this beautiful dog named Leo who touched my heart. We do have 3 pit bulls and a mastiff here, so we take very special care of these animals. We're not basically working with herd mentality and get them in and get them out. We want to take care of these animals as they're individuals. They all have stories and histories, so it's very important for the adoption. Leo touched my heart because he was guarding his people. He was left with a 12-year-old boy who brought the friends over, and he opened the door. A stranger knocked at the door, and he bit the stranger. He went to the shelter, and they couldn't adopt him out because he had a bite report. And they spent 5 months calling 280 rescues and shelters to help with Leo, and nobody would make the commitment. He's a great dog. He's not a biter. He's not a dangerous dog. This is the problem, that many people do not give these animals a chance, and then they're either killed or brought to a shelter and sit there the rest of their life. So we have to do things differently about communicating with animals, adopting animals, and making a commitment when we do adopt the animals to keep them forever, not give them away because you move, you have a baby, you're allergic, whatever the excuse might be. There is a solution. And if you cannot find a solution, the only way is to rehome them the right way, not just toss them around and give them to just anybody. We get 20 to 30 calls a day from many people who do want to keep their animals. One animal, a black lab named Zeus, called this week, and he didn't have the funds to get him wormed. He had worms. He wanted to give the dog to a shelter because the dog had worms. We were able to help him with his medical needs. We were able to get him a microchip, get him his shots, and then future neutering. The problem is one of the problems is educating people about how to work with their dogs and find solutions. When a problem occurs, they want to bring them to a shelter as soon as possible because they have no mentor or anybody to help them with the problem. Now, this gentleman has a vet appointment Thursday, and hopefully he will keep his dog, and we will be able to work with them to get him neutered, and hopefully the dog will be in a good situation where he can spend his life instead of going to a shelter. Also, we're in a cat room that's being built right now. There was a girl that called that found a mom and 7 kittens. Kitten season arises. These poor kittens and moms live on the street. Many of the kittens don't survive. So she wanted to bring all the kittens here. We talked to her and worked with her on keeping the kittens till they're 8 to 10 weeks old, helping her with medical assistance, food, kitten food, wet kitten food, and getting a room set up in her house to foster and nurse these kittens so they have the proper health care, and that we can help her post them and get them adopted into pairs. We always work with the kittens to put them in pairs. We never send them by themselves because kittens have to be with other kittens. They want to sleep together, play together, and people are not going to spend the whole entire day playing with the kittens. So then they act up if there's no buddy to play with like another cat. So many interventions call every day, and we do what we can to help people, but we really have figured out we need an intervention fund. So we have the money for the medical assistance that these people need. They also sometimes need help with housing, transportation, medical needs, food and care, and a mentor to talk to on helping them with their animals. So we are trying to raise $50,000 alone just for the intervention fund, and $75,000 to help with the renovation of our rescue and help with surrenders that come in with their medical needs and housing. So our total, we're trying to raise $125,000 to help our animals and animals that call us on a daily basis. So without your donations and support, this would never happen. On our Facebook and our website, we have a whole list of things where people can help with this, from one-time donations to helping us on a monthly basis, in-kind gifts. We also have sponsors that we're looking for to name rooms here and help build the, do the renovations on the rescue center. And we have it all laid out on the website and the Facebook page. So check that out today if you can. And we're hoping you're going to get involved, because I am committed to doing what I can for these animals so we can somewhat not just keep throwing them out, having this mentality where it's a herding mentality where we get them out, get them in, trade them off. We need to start talking about how we can help these animals find forever homes, which many rescues do. But this is a little bit different because we're trying to educate people about not surrendering and giving more of the education about animals and how they have feelings, what their individual histories were. So please check the website and the Facebook page, and thank you guys for your support. It's really important. So one of the things that we're focusing on in the renovations is many animals come to shelters. This is a rescue, but many animals come to our rescue and stay quite a while. They have specific needs. They could be seniors, they could be bonded pairs, or they could have a slight behavioral problem that people just don't want to deal with. This week, unfortunately, 2 of our cats passed away. One of them had feline leukemia. His name was Alan, and he lived in a room with 2 other cats that had feline leukemia. It's a shame when people let their cats out. Sometimes that happens where they get feline leukemia when they're street cats, and then it's hard for people to bring them into their houses if they have cats that don't have feline leukemia. This is Precious. She's very vocal. She's got a lot to say. Get this room done, she says. And our other cat that passed away was Beanie. And Beanie was brought in, as I said before, with 3 other orange cats. It was very hard. They were very, very bonded, and they lived together, so we didn't want to separate them. And he passed away. He was a senior. He had liver cancer, and we love that cat. We try to do everything we possibly can for these animals when they're sick and take them as far as they can go. Unfortunately, we couldn't do anything else for Beanie. And now we have Chloe and Boston left out of the 4. Because one of the other cats that was in the orange group passed away, named Sir George. He was the leader. It's very important that when you have 4 cats and they stay quite a while, you have to make a decision. Should you separate them? These cats loved each other. We didn't want to do that. So we are going to the next step with the rooms here and in the center, trying to rehab, because we want to give the cats way more enrichment. We're going to be putting cat gyms in so they can climb on the walls. It's more than, when cats go to shelters, they're put in cages many times, and they sit there for sometimes a year. And we try to adopt them all. 3.5 million animals, cats alone, go to shelters each year. So with this, I feel that we have a bunch of creative people here, so we're taking each room, we're doing it in themes. This one happens to be the Savannah room, so there's going to be lots of cat gyms that they can climb the walls, and cat furniture, air purifiers, feeding stations, cat grass, and anything else that we can do to enrich their lives for their stay here. Sometimes they don't want to even leave to move to their new home. But this is a great project. It's a very positive thing that we're doing for the cats and the dogs here. We want to enrich their lives so they're happy here, because many of them, if they're depressed, they get fatty liver or they don't do well. So we want to keep happy cats in the mix. So keep on watching. This is something that we're doing, Famous Fido TV, so you can see our progress on the rooms. So we have many adoptions at Famous Fido, but we really try to work and get the right matches for the cats and the dogs, because we want the dogs and the cats to be in their home forever. This week, one of the poor little cats that was here for quite a while was Kathy, and she found a wonderful adopter this week. She's in her new home. She's doing well. She's thriving. She's playing. She was best as an only cat. So it was good that the adopter only wanted to adopt one cat. We also had a beautiful Chihuahua whose person had passed away, and many times when animals, the people pass away that are many times the guardians of the animals, when they pass away, the family members don't want to assist and take the dog in or the cat in. So Cinco was here for almost 6 months. He was a little Chihuahua, a chubby Chihuahua, and he found the best guardian that he could have. She goes for walks every day. Cinco is listening to concerto music. He's sitting with her while she's knitting and doing creative things. So he got a home this week. And then we also got this beautiful Schnauzer named Rocco. A home. Rocco has allergies and he's blind in one eye. Many people want to adopt, I call them designer dogs. And designer dogs have it just as bad as pit bulls, chihuahuas, and cats, because people want to get these fluffy little cute puppies when they're cute, and then when they get older and they have to be groomed and they have to actually do what it takes to keep a designer dog, they don't want them anymore. So Rocco's people surrendered him because he had allergies and he had a bad eye. But he got a wonderful home with the Schnauzer mom, and they took him home yesterday, and he's really thriving and doing quite well.
Hi, we're the Latino family. I'm Molly and this is Dan. We're adopting Rocco today, and he is a 5-year-old Schnauzer. And we saw his picture about how he needed to be rehomed, and our home is the perfect place for him. We have a Schnauzer already who's actually named Rocky. So Rocky and Rocco are going to be brothers, and they met each other yesterday, and they had such a good time together. They said hello, and they barked together because that's what Schnauzers do. And Rocky is very excited to have Rocco come live with us. So we're very grateful to have found him and to let him be a part of our family and to have him be much, much happier now with his new life and his new family.
We're a Schnauzer family, so we're excited to add to it. Our little girls are excited, and we can't wait to bring them home.
Savannah room that we put together. We've just managed to get all the walls painted. We put a new floor in. We're waiting for the new cat houses where the cat litter boxes can go into, and all the wall gyms. There's going to be a big ramp across the ceiling so the cats can go up and they have more activity for enrichment. There's going to be beautiful little cots and beds for them in here and caves. There'll be about 6 to 8 cats in here that will live and wait to get their forever homes. Right now we have Meow Meow and Precious here who have just come in the room, and they're scoping out the work we've done, but we've got much more work to do. We should be finished within the next 2 weeks with this room, and we'll show you the progress of it. We're looking for people to donate, like name the room, sponsor the animals, and donate, because everything costs money, and without your donations we cannot get things done. The other thing that I forgot to talk about was the Learning Center. The Learning Center is quite important because there's nowhere you can really learn about animals. Now, we deal with dogs and cats, and we try to save their lives mostly, but we've themed each room and a topic of an animal. This is the Savannah room, where we're talking about animals like lions and zebras and giraffes. And what is happening with lions, zebras, and giraffes is there's a lot of trophy hunting, and there's a lot to know about other animals on the planet, because they have a right to be on the planet just as we do, and they're not doing well in their environments because people are poaching, going for trophy hunting to kill giraffes and different lions, and there's not very many animals left in their natural habitat anymore. So this room is a tribute to them also, and to bring forth education about animals in the savannah, in different places on the planet. So check this out and watch for more details on the website. Thanks. We feel the new Famous Fido renovation project is really important for the animals that live at Famous Fido. There's going to be several rooms: the coral room, the savannah room, the redwood forest, flower garden, the nursery. And we also have a learning center here, so it's important that people also learn about other animals on the planet that we share with. So we'll be talking about different topics of what's happening with other animals, such as trophy hunting, factory farming, and domestic animals that we have in our world that are thrown into shelters and not taken care of for their life. Animals are here every animal and every human has a purpose of being here, and we need to respect animals and respect their environments and not let them fade away, because once they fade away, that's it, they're not here anymore. So the project is very important for the animals in Famous Fido, and also to learn about what's happening on the planet with other animals. We have a lot of creative people and volunteers here that are adding to this project, and I'm very proud of it. It takes a lot to make this happen without the donors, and we have some special people that support us on an ongoing basis. Without the donors and people pitching in, there's been thousands of hours that volunteers have put in. Without your help, we could never do this. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved with this project.
This is the right place for you. This is the right place for me. This is the right place for dreams. This is the right place to be